back at it, posted up with Chris Haynes. I'm very, very pleased to have this next guest. He's somebody who I covered coming out of college. He probably forgot, but I actually wrote your first NBA story.
No, I remember.
You don't remember? You remember
I
that?
remember because I was heading to the gym.
That's right. And now he's the starting point guard for the Sacramento Kings in the second year. De'Aaron Fox, man. Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thank you for having me.
Now you have really take me back, man. Your rookie season. It was a little bit of up and down. We saw some guys who were excelling in their first year, kind of like giving the keys from day one. Yeah. You didn't get that. What was that experience like for you?
Man, it was hard. My rookie season was definitely hard. A lot more downs than ups, but there were some positives to work off of, and I knew exactly what I had to do going into the summer. I think I did it, and people are taking notice now.
We're definitely gonna get to your summer and what you've been doing. But when did you expect to play more that first year?
I don't know. Once I got drafted, I kind of thought I was gonna go in and start, but then we signed George.
Yeah.
And after that, I knew I was gonna come off the bench, but I knew I had somebody to learn from, and I think before he got traded, he definitely helped me. As a rookie, being my vet, he helped me a lot. He played in those playoff series. He'd been there, done that, and it was great for me. Sometimes I wish they could have just threw me in the water, immediately. But everybody has separate paths.
Well, let's before you got to Sacramento, there was this. Obviously, you were being, I'm not compared, but I would say you had a little draft rival at the time, and that was with Lonzo Ball, who's now at the Los Angeles Lakers, and it seems like we're getting to see you kind of separating yourself from a lot of people out there. But what was that draft process like when it was time for scouts and GMs to evaluate you, and you knew the pecking order before you even got to the draft?
For myself, I honestly would say it was a waste of time.
Why was it a waste of time?
I never felt like I was going to LA.
Okay.
I kind of felt like, they were going to draft Lonzo regardless. Boston didn't need a point guard. Phoenix had, and one thing about the Phoenix thing that everybody, says they should have drafted me, they had like 6 point guards at the time.
Yeah.
Literally at the time last year, they had like 6 PGs.
They don't have none.
So it made no reason for them to draft me. And then Philly was at 3 at the time, and then after my workout, they traded for the number 1 pick. So it's like, they're going to get Markelle. So it was like, I wasted my time working out here.
I know. And so that's another thing, because I knew, wasn't that a last-minute call-up from Philly?
Literally, I worked out, and then 2 hours later, they traded for the number 1 pick. So I'm like, wow, y'all just wasting my damn time. So I knew, I kind of felt like I really knew I was going to Sacramento. But, the draft process was cool. You talk to, you basically network a lot. You talk to people. You kind of know you're not going to certain teams. I kind of knew I wasn't going to New York. I knew I wasn't going to Dallas. Who else did I talk to? I think I talked to Chicago. Kind of knew I wasn't going to Chicago. But it's cool just being able to network, talk to GMs that you're probably, maybe down the line you might run into them. You might, sign with these teams, during the offseason. So it was cool just being able to, see people that I probably, wouldn't have seen, going through that process.
Now, coming out of the draft, everybody know you were athletic as hell, quick, the quickest guy in the draft.
I'm a fast person in the league. That's one thing.
No doubt about that.
Nah, people debate it all the time.
What, debate what? If
top, 3, 4 fastest players in the league.
No, you're up there. What you say, you're number 1?
I'm not up there. I'm number 1. I'll be watching film, and it's like, I'll be looking at my feet, and I'll be like, man, there's no way people think I'm not the fastest person.
Hold on. A guy people compare you to.
It's John, yeah.
John Wall.
I'm faster than John.
You faster than John Wall?
I'm faster than John.
Man, who else? Russell Westbrook?
Russ is extremely explosive. Faster than Russ.
Not fast.
No, he's fast.
But I'm
he's
saying
definitely fast. But I'm.
Man, who else is out there?
If we're talking about from baseline to baseline, I'm definitely the fast. With the ball in the hands, I'm definitely fast.
I want to argue with you. I'm just trying to think out loud, some other guys.
Those 2 for sure. Collins fast, but
I haven't seen.
It's different. It's different. I got track speed.
I ain't mad. No, I ain't mad at you for that. I ain't mad at you. But no, what I was gonna say is that people knew you were quick, athletic, but they questioned your jump shot. Yeah. And I know for a fact that when Philly was making trying to decide on who they're going to pick, they knew they had Ben Simmons, who was going to have the ball in his hands a lot, and they wanted somebody who could complement him and shoot the jumper.
Well, now Philly fans, with the way I'm shooting now, no, that's what they're saying. But I mean, people had that question,
and that's why they chose to go with Markelle Fultz. Yeah. He's dealing with his issues right there. But did that bother you coming out? Like, did you believe that you were as bad as a shooter that they had you made out to be?
Not at all. But I mean, I struggled shooting the ball at Kentucky, so that's what they saw. I knew in high school I really shot the ball well, but it was the sample size that they had. I wasn't worried about it. A lot of rookies struggle shooting the ball. That's a fact. I mean, Trae Young can shoot the hell out of the ball. He's shooting like 25% from three.
What is it about that, D? Is it the how far the 3-point line is, or
that's one thing. Like college, one thing kids should. I think the high school three should just be wiped away, and they should use college three. Like the high school three is a layup.
Yeah,
like, it's really a layup.
It's a mid-range jumper.
It's beyond mid-range. Like that's really a close shot. That's a free throw.
Yeah.
So then they step back, a foot and a half maybe, into shooting the college three. And I think the college three should really just be the international, because it's a long gap from the college three to the NBA three. It's a huge gap, and I think that's what a lot of guys struggle with. And then you realize you have to play harder when you go to the NBA. So now you're losing energy, and now you're just not getting the ball there. So it's a lot of factors into going from college to the NBA three.
Man, so when you talk about the NBA three, one thing I've noticed, like I played college ball, so high school college ball, you play with the same ball. And the NBA ball is different. Man. Like I'm used to the grip.
It's night and day.
Yeah, like so how was that? Like how was that adjustment? That's what a lot of people don't understand. The NBA ball is not it doesn't have the same feel as college.
It's real leather.
It's real leather?
The other stuff, every other ball is synthetic leather.
Okay, I thought I was playing real leather the whole time. But you don't have the balls that we're used to playing with. It has the curves, the ridges. Yeah. The NBA ball is more hard. Like, was that an adjustment period?
Definitely, because with an NBA ball, you don't want to play with a brand new ball. That thing might break your finger.
Yeah.
But it's just like I can't palm an NBA ball at all. I can't. Maybe on a real good day, your hands feel real good. I can palm it then. But NBA ball is totally different. Like once you play with an NBA ball, you really don't want to go back. But it's definitely like you see dudes jellying and putting a spin off the ball. Mm-hmm. There's a reason Kyrie's so special. Yeah. He's one of the few dudes that can really do it, at any off of any angle off the backboard. It's you spin the NBA ball, it's just gonna slip right off the backboard. It's really different.
Yeah, you said now that you play with it, you don't want to go back. Yeah. I can't imagine playing with that ball on a day to day because I'm used to the grooves. Yeah, I imagine you do. So let's go. Stick to last year. So ups and downs. Not a consistent role, and then. We knew, like all of us knew, you're one of the top players in your draft class. And one of the top players, if you're talking about the past 2 seasons. And then initially, you're left off of the, what is it called, the Rising Stars game. How was that for you? I
feel like, I should have been in it, but it is what it is. They picked the teams. I set a trip to go back to Kentucky to watch a game, and then Zoe got hurt, so now I had to play in it. But
did you have to?
Yeah, you got to. Yeah, you don't want to catch that fine. You get fined for anything and everything.
Yeah, fine. Hold on, fine for turning down an invitation?
Yep. You get fined for anything and everything. So I went and played in it. But a lot of my teammates was like, that was kind of the turning point. They felt like, I was kind of mad. I wasn't mad, but people going to say I was mad that I was left off of it. And I feel like that's when I was playing my best basketball, February and on. Yeah. Well, really, I would say January on. And then coming into the season, people said, I didn't want to be left off of it again. So I kind of play with a chip on my shoulder.
So how are we to the point where I believe your your rookie year, you were around 30% from the 3-point line?
Yeah, like 30 point something.
And now you're around 40. How did you, what did you do to get to make that big of an improvement?
Repetition and confidence. I kind of, people were saying, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. Sometimes you start believing it and you just weren't making shots. And just going into the summer, I put up a lot of shots, and I'm coming in like, man, I can shoot the ball. I know I can shoot the ball. I'm not worried about what anybody says. And, I'm shooting more threes, and I'm making, a higher percentage of it. And I see it now. You know, the way teams are defending me, they're going over pick and rolls now because they know they have. And one thing about me that's different from most people is I shoot the ball better off the dribble than the catch.
Got you.
Just because everything is rhythm and everything.
Yeah.
That's how I am.
And that's what a lot of people don't understand. This is like, I mean, LeBron told me this one time when he went to Miami. The difficult part, the toughest adjustment for him and Wade was the catch and shoot.
Because they had never been
doing it. And so people don't understand, like, you're wide open. You know, some guys still, even when they're open, they have to dribble it one time.
Yeah, you'll see guys that they have so much time they catch it.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, I'm gonna take this dribble, and that's just a rhythm dribble. It's just everything you do as a kid. You trying to cross somebody, and then shoot it. It's all rhythm. Mm-hmm. So I just feel like that dribble just helps me.
Because, well, obviously you don't have to catch and shoot because you're setting them.
Yeah, not too many. I mean, I catch and shoot a little bit this year, but for the most part, you know, a lot of my points come, you know, from me creating. And
you talked about, what does it look like? You talk about, you see defenders going over those screens now. Like, is that something that you saw before?
Not a lot. Last year, I shot the ball extremely well against San Antonio, so they went over all ball screens. And you know, some teams you didn't shoot well against went under ball screens, and it just made it tougher for me to get my stuff off and for me to help my teammates. And I think now, since I'm scoring so well and I'm shooting a very high percentage, you know, from the three and from the field, it just makes it easier for me to get everybody else involved.
What are you thinking about? Say you get the ball, grab a defensive rebound. You're headed on the break. Like, what's going on in your mind? What are you seeing out there on the floor, especially if you got numbers?
First thing I'm thinking is get a layup.
Straight up.
1-on-5. We've seen it happen. So
I have.
That's the first thing I'm thinking is get a layup. Second thing is, you know, if I'm not going to get a layup, I'm going to attack, but it's really to just see what the defense does. Because if there's one guy in front of me, I'm still – that's a layup, you know, no matter who it is.
One guy. It don't matter.
For the most part, I'm not really looking at who's guarding me. It's, you know, the second and third level defenders. So if I make a move and somebody helps, you know, I'm just going to kick it.
Yeah.
And I think with our starting lineup for sure, which is why, you know, everybody questions, you know, why Marvin's not starting, this and that. Belly just spreads the floor so well. And that's what opens up my lanes. That's what opens up driving lanes. I mean, Shump is shooting the ball well. Everybody knows Buddy can shoot the ball and Belly can shoot the ball. They're both, you know, for their career shooting over 40% from three. So if you help, you know, it's like pick your poison.
Yeah. It's
either help or don't help. If you don't help, you know, I'm going to get a layup or, you know, dump offs to Willie. If you do help, you know, we have shooters on the wing.
Spacing. Now obviously, you know, I've talked to some people, you know, who are around you a lot, and they said that one thing that you've been doing a lot more is being vocal.
Yeah.
Being a lot vocal. So take me back to the rookie year. Like, how you play a point guard position, which is a leadership role. But then you got guys in the locker room like Vince Carter, who's 40, like George Hill, Zach Randolph. Like, that's a big gap. That's a big age difference. How was that for you?
I mean, when I first came in, I didn't have to say anything. You know, George was our PG. We had a lot of vets. But then, you know, when I started starting, you know, I started to become more vocal. And then, you know, when the trade deadline hit and, you know, we made some moves, then I was like, you know, wow, it's like, man, it's my team. Like, I have to be vocal now. And, of course, guys still help me. Like, Garrett Temple helped me. Costa helped me. Zebo helped me. Yeah. And coming into this year, now I have a year under my belt. I know what I'm talking about. Like, you know, now I know what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Last year was kind of, you know, you're in a whole new territory. You know, the college game is so different from the NBA game. You got to learn. Yeah. So I had to learn everything quickly, as quick as possible. And then now it's like, man, I know exactly what I have to do. You know, I feel like I'm a vet, you know, I'm in my second year.
So you feel like a vet. So did you have to, like, you know, when I was 19, 20, if I'm playing pickup with a 40-year-old, I didn't call them by their first name. Like, you're like, Mr. Carter, get on the wing over here.
Nah. I mean, I didn't call him Vince too many times. We called him VC.
VC, okay. Yeah. All right. That's
I didn't call anybody by their last name. Nah, we
Mr.
teammates.
Carter, Mr. Randolph, yeah.
That's weird though. Like Zebo has a son that's my age.
That's crazy.
So it's like it is kind of weird though.
That's crazy. So what do you guys do? Like, there's some teams where the age is around the same from top to bottom, and they can go hang out, go do whatever they do. Like, how does that work with a roster? You got some older guys, and you know, like, how do y'all hang out if there is such a thing?
I mean, for the most part, it'll be like dinner or something chill. Most people got families and things like that. I don't go out like that. I don't go to the club. Yes, I'm not old enough, but you can still get in the club, man.
I'm gonna say I'm pretty sure you've been one a few times, possibly.
Nah,
okay.
not a few times.
All right, let that go.
Not a few times, but I mean, it'll be something chill like a dinner or go to like Top Golf or something like that. Mm-hmm. Just to be around each other, just developing chemistry.
So, you talk about I know, and a lot of people know what you do in your spare time. Video games.
Yeah, that's.
You're big on that. Is there anybody on your team that's like into that like you?
Justin plays the game a lot, but
Justin Jackson,
not to the extent that I do it. Like literally, so I had a friend. I actually just came. He flew in 2 days ago. Mm-hmm. So he comes to the game yesterday. Then after the game, I get home. Like I take a shower, all of that before you leave. So I come home, let my dogs in, feed them. And then I just go sit in my computer chair and I start playing the game. He's like, bro, you not tired?
Right after the game.
What else am I gonna do? I just came home, let my dogs in, chill, and hop right back in Call of Duty like I did before the game.
Call of Duty, that's about that.
Yeah,
so that's the game.
Yeah, that's what I play for the most part.
Have you found that it helps? Like I don't know if it's eye-hand coordination, whatever. Do you feel like that helps translation on the basketball court somewhat?
It could possibly, but I don't know. I feel like I'm so much quicker and my reaction's so fast anyways. It could definitely have been developed through video games my whole life, but I don't know.
You're the starting point guard for the Sacramento Kings. You're not an ugly brother. So after the games, you can be going to a number of places. You're going home and playing video games.
I'm chill. I mean, I go have fun sometimes, but I'm to myself a lot. My boy Reno's always with me, so I've never, I've said it a few times, never found joy in being around, a lot of people. So like going to the club, listening to music that you're going to listen to when you're at the house or in the car. Just don't find joy in singing it with other people. Essentially, that's what it is. You're drinking.
That is what it is, yeah.
That's what you're doing. So
dancing around,
Yeah,
same.
It's not me. Yeah, it's not what I do.
I respect that, D. You look at what you guys been doing this year. Been one of the surprise teams this season. You and Buddy Hill. Shout out to Buddy. You guys have probably been the ones who have caught a lot of people off guard. Just caught a lot of people off by surprise. What has led to that emergence aside from? I know you took a step in your development.
Oh well, one is the way that we play. Last year we were like last in pace, dead last, and kind of didn't make sense. With the team that we had, and but Coach had never. He was in Memphis, so he always played the grit game. And he changed the way he wanted to play. He changed it to the personnel that he has now. We're young and athletic. Guys need to get up and down the floor, and that's what we do. That's what we did. And training camp was horrible. Oh my God!
What was that? Give me a story, D. Is there a funny story? Is there a funny tidbit in there somewhere?
Man, people throwing up. It was
like that.
Like we was running. And Zebo was like, in his 17 years of being in the NBA, he was like, he never seen a training camp like that.
Like that.
Man, we ran so much, but it helped us. We wear teams down. Going into the fourth quarter, you start seeing guys on their knees a lot. And you just start seeing, shots that they were making in the first 3 quarters aren't going down no more. Guys are getting tired, and we play our best. We have our best defensive field goal percentage and sometimes our best scoring quarters, in the fourth quarter. Like last game, we scored 45 points in the fourth quarter. That's really unheard of. You see that in the first quarter.
Yeah, the final quarter. Still got the energy to muster that.
Yeah, you start seeing we really wear teams down, going into the fourth quarter, and I think that's a tribute to our conditioning.
So you brought up training camp and throwing up. And so you got a situation in Chicago where you see what it's like. It's military. The people, players complain that military tactics. That's during the regular season.
Wow.
But they played you guys, and then it was.
I'm gonna address this. So after the game, I don't know.
Okay, all right.
It sounds like something somebody on our team would say. I'm not gonna say whose name it is.
Let's put out. So the Chicago Bulls players are. they're irritated. They're calling the player association because they're mad at their new coach Jim Boylan is making them do all these military style.
They doing like wind
push-ups,
sprints,
and all in the season, and try to get them to play after a back-to-back.
Which they would have had to miss me on that. I'm not showing up. There ain't no debate.
So you would have been right there.
No. I wouldn't have texted in the group. I'm not coming in. Like I'm not coming in.
Come on, D. What is that gonna look like, man? D. Not showing up to practice.
That's overworking after a back-to-back.
No, it is.
You played the back-to-back before? Oh my God.
Not an NBA back-to-back. Not a 48.
No, sir. That back-to-back is coming home after a regular game hurts.
Yeah.
After a back-to-back.
And not only that, do you watch film right after the game?
Oh nah. Yeah. I mean, like if we get on a flight and go home, I'll watch film. But after a home game, hell no. After a home game, man, I'm taking a shower, putting my stuff on, and I'm driving home.
You don't want to, especially after a loss. You don't want to see that.
I don't give a damn if it's a loss or a win. I'm gone. I'm not staying in the arena. No, sir.
No, but so after that whole escapade with the Bulls, they played the Kings. The Kings beat them. So one of the Kings players, does not know who it is. One of the Kings players said, y'all gonna have a 2.5 hour practice that next day. So,
I don't doubt somebody said it.
Because y'all got characters. I
got a feeling who said it.
Hold on.
But I'm gonna tell you why I don't know who said it.
Okay.
So after the game, I'm doing an interview on the court. So I didn't walk straight to the locker room.
Okay.
So I don't know who said it. But I got a feeling I know who said it.
Hold on. Can I guess your feeling?
Yeah,
this is not to say
you can definitely guess it.
Character Shumpert.
See, that's what I think. But like I said,
shout out to Iman Shumpert covering them in Cleveland.
The crazy thing is, like in the locker room, no one ever said anything about it. It was like I got on the bus and I'm on Twitter, and now I see somebody like they said that.
Yeah.
It was a tweet, so I'm like, who said? I'm like, Like so, Frank be like,
You didn't do no investigating, D?
No, I didn't ask nobody. But I got a gut feeling.
We don't know. We don't know. We just have a feeling. We don't know if that.
But if it was something, if I had to guess, it would definitely be Shump. But I don't know who said it.
Crazy, dude.
But like I said, I have proof. You know what I'm saying? You can see me on the court with the mic on. So I really don't know. I walked back to the locker room by myself with security. So I don't know who said it.
I believe you.
But
I'll let you go. I believe you. Let's talk, D. What about this season when you're moving on? Let's see, latter part. February, March. With what you guys have been able to accomplish thus far, what's the main goal this season?
The main goal for us is making the playoffs. You know, as far-fetched as people want to make it seem. I mean, being in the West, like if we're in the East, it will probably be easier. But, you know, looking at the Western standings, it's like the worst team, you know, it's like 4 or 5 wins.
Yeah.
Then from there, it's like 12.
Yeah.
It's like 12, 12, 11. I mean, 12, 12, 13, 14, 14, 15. I think OKC's first with like maybe 17 or 18 wins. From the right now we're like the 9th seed. From the 9th seed to the 1st seed, it's like a 3-game difference. Mm-hmm. So we just got to remain consistent. You know, it's a grind. It's a grind playing through this. You know, so we just played Minnesota. We're about to play Golden State. Then it's like Dallas playoff team. Then Minnesota again. OKC. Then we play. I know in like a 4-day stretch we play Clippers, Lakers again.
That's tough.
And that's like the 4th and 5th seed.
Yeah.
So it's a grind going through this, but I mean we just got to stay positive. You know, can't get too low on your lows, can't get too high on your highs, especially you know playing in the Western Conference.
And I did want to ask you about this. A couple more questions for you, D. I was told, man, you spoke. I don't know where you spoke at, but you spoke about, you know, having growing up in a 2-parent household, and how some might have viewed that as a negative or viewed it as, you know, that you may be soft or like you didn't struggle. Like, what is that mind? Like, how did that?
Man, I've always, you know, I would go take it back to like high school, things like this. Like, you would see like a hood school. Mm-hmm. You see everybody knows dropping. Everybody got that chip on their shoulder. I'm like, grew up both my parents in my house. You know, I mean, I didn't live in the nicest neighborhood, but I live in a bad neighborhood, like middle class. That's how I played. I'm like, you know, it doesn't matter where you come from, you know, for the way that you act or you know the way that you are on the court. Like I'm a dog on the court. That's how I play. It don't matter where you came from. And when we played the hood schools, people were like surprised, like I'm going at dudes. Yeah. That's just how it is. That's how I am. I'm stepping on the basketball court to be the best. I'm not trying to be like we can be cool off the court, but on the court, man, there's no friends on the court. You know, I
It's
let
like,
people.
yeah, it's like there's no, like you don't have an edge to you.
Yeah, like just cause, yeah, like that's basically what they're saying.
Yeah.
Like, cause you didn't say like this, cause you didn't struggle, you know, with the way that you were brought up, that you can't play a certain way on the court.
It's crazy.
Like there shouldn't be a correlation in that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a total. It's a difference in that. It doesn't make sense to me.
But I hear your mom is your biggest like critic.
Nah, my dad's my biggest
Oh,
critic.
your dad?
Yeah,
Pops
man.
is?
My 50. I had like 50 in high school. My dad, oh, you could have had 65. Come on, man. I can't make every shot where you miss like my dad's a complete opposite from other parents.
How so?
Everybody else's parents want them to play, want them on the court. If I missed a rebound, my dad's telling my coach to take me out. So it's like
That's your old dad,
that was
man.
the completely like. I'm like, yo, you really completely opposite from everybody else.
Yeah.
He telling my coach to take me out the game if I'm not doing something. Everybody else's parents is complaining that their son's not playing too much.
You know what?
Not playing enough.
I kind of get that, D. I got two daughters who's playing basketball in high school. First time they ever played. And you know, if you're at a real competitive school, you can't join a team. You won't make a team if it's just your first year.
For sure.
So they're there, and I'm telling them, like, look, man, if y'all playing, this is my sport. You know, I play college ball. This is my sport. So if you're going to be in there,
Better
like,
be doing
something.
Yeah.
And so they get mad. I'm like, look, man, quit. Just quit. I'm like, quit. Just quit, because if you're not going to give 100%,
then you don't need to be out there.
So
That's exactly how my dad was.
That, man. He's a beautiful man.
Man, it's like I got 30 though. Got 30. I'm guarding the best player, man. I'm gonna miss a rebound. Like that's how he was. Like my dad would tell my coach to play somebody else's kid if I'm not doing something right, and that's not normal.
And my last thing, D, Sacramento. You know, there's a lot of small market teams out there who, you know, always talk about. There's always an area they can't attract free agents. Even the players that they draft, they end up leaving. You know, once they're gone. What have you found about Sacramento? What's enticing about that city?
Well, I'll tell you, man. Last year, throughout all the struggles, man, almost every home game was sold out. That's what we have. You know, we don't have another professional team. We don't have, you know, a major college team. So everybody that's there. Which, I mean, now you got a lot of Golden State fans. Now, but
yeah.
Is a Kings fan, like diehard. Like, it's been a few times, man. I walked into movies and somebody will see me. After the movie, he'll come and like show me his tattoo, and literally it's a tat. It'll be like a tat of like state of California, and then the Kings logo in it. I'm like, yo, these people really crazy.
Yeah. And
that's why I love it. I mean, we were losing a lot last year, even home games, and it's crazy. Now it's electric every game that we have in there. And I just want to see what it's like, you know, if we made the playoffs. You know, Doug and Bobby and Peja, Vlade, all those guys talk about how it was, you know, when they were playing.
Yeah.
And you know, we got this beautiful new arena. I just want to see, you know, one playoff series in there.
That's what's
and
up.
to see how crazy it'll get.
Bring the bells back, D.
Man,
Yo, what's up?
First, I didn't know about this cowbell.
Oh, you didn't know? Man, that's what they're known for.
So it's the first game. We played Houston last year, and it's a close game. We're going to the fourth quarter. Motherfuckers start bringing this shit. I'm like, yo, what the hell is going on? But I got accustomed to it now, and it's like,
that's the staple.
Like, so did they? I don't know if they hand it to them when they walk in, if they be sitting on the seat.
Yeah, they don't give them at the concession stand.
It gets loud in there though. It gets extremely loud.
It's country, man. You know, people got bells in the country, man.
It ain't really. I wouldn't say it's country. It's a lot of agriculture out there.
Yeah, well, that's what
it's not. Man. I wouldn't. It ain't. My parents from Mississippi.
Yeah, no, that's good. No,
both of my parents.
Yeah.
My mom is from Sugar Lock, Mississippi. My dad from Meridian, Mississippi.
Sugar Lock. Just listen to the sound. That
yeah, exactly. And it's not spelled how you think it's spelled. It ain't sugar like the word sugar and lock. It ain't. I couldn't even spell it for you, but I know what country is, and Sacramento's not country. I'll tell you that.
D, I know you got to get out of here, man. But, hey, thanks for coming and giving me some time, man.
I appreciate it.
Best of luck the rest of the season, man. De'Aaron Fox. Okay, now, well, this is the Posted Up pod segment. You get it? It's like a post-game show, which I will feature members of the 559, which is Mark Haynes, my brother, right here, sitting in the middle. My homeboy T. Hall, Terrence Hall, lifelong friend, childhood all the way up, in which, after most interviews with the players, we'll come on afterwards and we'll break down what we just heard, you know, what the player said, what stood out to us. So today is De'Aaron Fox of the Sacramento Kings. He said a whole bunch of stuff that caught my attention. He talked about the the draft process, working out for a numerous amount of teams and saying it was a waste of his time. He said that, he's the fastest player in the league. That caught headlines. He said that, don't ask him to play in the practice in the back-to-back.
Right.
And he's having he's having a breakout season. He's arguably one of the players that's in the running for the most improved award.
Okay.
So what do you think about what you heard?
Go ahead, Mark.
Well, like I said, he's always been my guy in the draft. I actually picked him to be the rookie of the year, not thinking.
Hold on,
about,
wait, hold on, time out. But when you say you're a guy in the draft, what that mean? You would have took him as number one pick?
No, I wouldn't have took him number one. But he's definitely he was my favorite. He was my favorite, and
right.
number one guy don't always win rookie of the year. I thought he'd get a lot more minutes than he did in his rookie year, and I thought he'd, he should have. It wasn't, due to him, but he just kind of didn't get the opportunity.
What stood out to you, T?
In the interview, just his confidence.
Yeah, no, for
sure. And how bashful he was and confident in his game and his speed. Saying he was the fastest in the league, hands down.
Yeah.
So that's what caught me most.
And I tried to give him an out.
Right.
I was like,
no debate.
John Wall out there.
No, he's like
Russell Westbrook.
No.
I'm like, come on, this your second year. He's already coming out.
Yeah.
Faster.
Yeah.
And he might be. Like, he might be the fastest guy out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, and it's funny. We saw Russ kind of go
he
at him.
Right at him. And he looked at him and said, we're going to see who the fastest. That's what it looked like he said. But,
he said something about being fast.
He said something about it. He definitely expressed his feelings about it.
Yeah. Nah, he was real. I mean, you rarely see a young guy like that be so open and candid.
Yeah. He was very loose.
He was very loose, man. In a good
way, though. In a good way,
T.
It's got to be from being around all them veterans. The Sacramento. He talked about that as well, having the older guys, Zebo, Vince
Carter, George Hill.
He said he don't call him Mr. Carter or Mr. Randolph.
Yeah. Even though they almost close to 20 years older than him.
Yeah. Right. But he said one had a son the same age as him or something like that.
Yeah, it was think Zebo.
Zebo.
Zebo had a son around the same age. That's crazy.
Yeah. He calls him Dad, and he calls him Zebo.
That's crazy. So when you're talking about De'Aaron, you're thinking about his draft class, which was a pretty deep draft class. There's a lot of guys. And already, people can make their assessment on if we can redraft that draft.
Okay.
Who would be, let's say our top five. If we had to redraft, so number one was Markelle Fultz, and
he's a bust.
He already
super bust.
Oh, golly. You going that far with Markelle Fultz? Talking about a bust?
Super bust.
What about you, Mark?
I like how hard he works. He's trying to get the free throws down and everything. So I hope he do well. I don't want to call him a bust yet, but it's looking bad.
All right, man. I'm not going that far yet, but if we're talking top five,
he's not in there.
He's not in there.
He's not even in the first round. If we go based on what come on.
All right. Well, okay. Well,
but yeah,
we ain't going that far. We ain't going that far. But look at where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the home of the Utah Jazz. Mm-hmm. And you know what? That's going to be my number one pick. Not just because I'm here in their home, but because of Donovan Mitchell is a just outright stud, man. He's a fearless guy, athletic, competitive, makes his team better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Donovan Mitchell number one. Do y'all agree with me?
No, not at all.
I agree. 100%.
Excuse me?
No, I'm going Mitchell number two for me. Tatum number one in that draft. You know what I mean? Tatum number one. Mitchell number two.
Wow. What are you going? What's your
Fox number three.
Okay.
Ball 4.
Who?
Ball. Lonzo 4.
Lonzo
Ball 4, and then Dennis Smith Jr. 5. That's my top 5 reorder.
Lonzo Ball, huh?
Yeah.
Huh.
And yeah, I guess.
You going with?
No, I'm definitely not going with that. That's
well, speak your mind.
So
speak your mind.
I'm definitely Donovan Mitchell number one. My number two guy is my guy De'Aaron Fox, Swipe of the Fox. That's my guy, number 2.
Okay.
Number 3, I leave Jason Tatum right where he got drafted at number 3.
Okay.
Number 4, I'm bringing in Kyle Kuzma. And then
Ooh,
5.
I didn't think about him.
Hold on, you didn't think about it. You had all this time to prep. You would go with Lonzo
man.
Ball.
Yeah.
That's on you. Go ahead.
Long team, but it's
Go ahead.
okay. And number 5, I gotta go. I know people probably seen a snippet of my blooper, but number 5 is my boy Larry Markkinen.
You got it. Oh, for y'all who have not seen the blooper, he completely screwed up Markkinen's last name. Completely screwed it up. Check out on my Instagram. He slaughtered that.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Top 5. Yeah. Look, I'm going Diamond number 1. I'm going Jason Tatum number 2. I'm going De'Aaron Fox number 3. I'm going Kuzma 4, and I'm going to put Dennis Smith Jr. at 5. Markkinen he's up.
That 5 spot, you could. It's debatable. It's a couple of guys,
but it's
go
deep
there.
because if you think about Donovan, he was outside the top 10.
Yeah,
Kuzma was way outside the top 10.
Right.
27, 28,
and
like
they're right there.
Yeah.
So that's pretty impressive. But I will say this about De'Aaron, man. Like, I think he has the potential to be a real star in this league. And if Sacramento can keep him, keep him past his rookie contract,
right?
I think that would be doing something. Because he said in that pod show that how much he loves Sacramento, how much he wants to see them prosper.
Yeah.
So, we'll see if that holds.
And I'm gonna figure out where them cowbells came from. Like Sacramento, my people, Sacramento followers.
Nobody knows where they came from.
Where are the cowbells? I never seen one. Lived there 5 years. Have not seen one cowbell.
But they somehow make it inside the arena.
Yeah, and then De'Aaron brought it to our attention that I don't know if I seen a cow out there.
Well, hold on. He said that Sacramento wasn't country. He's from the deep south.
Right.
Yeah, that.
So he knows like the real country. But over in California, like we from Fresno, people call Fresno country. Yeah. People call Sacramento country. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's in the country, but it ain't the type of country where it's dirt roads and it ain't you know what I mean. It ain't no street lights, no street signs, and nothing like that. You know what I mean? But he in the country. It's a good country. But I think we're gonna close it out right there. De'Aaron was a great guest, impressive, and I hope y'all noticed that whoever comes on this show, good karma just happens to follow them out the way. Yeah. So much respect and much love to De'Aaron Fox on his way over as he climbs this NBA ladder. All right. Yeah. That's the posted up pod with the 559, Chris Haynes, Mark Haynes, T Hall, Terrence Hall. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, whatever. We're going to continue to do this, break down all the interviews out there. Peace out, y'all.